A vaccine for Lyme disease is now in the final stage of a large clinical trial. The principal investigator for one of these local test sites happens to be our own Dr. Todd Ellerin, Chief of Infectious Diseases at South Shore Health. Interesting, Doctor.
Great to see you, Dr. T. Thanks for your time, as always. So the CDC estimates that a lot of Americans, almost 500,000, 476,000, are infected with Lyme disease each year. So if this trial is successful, what would this vaccine mean to our area, the Boston area here in New England?
This would be very important, Eddie, and I'll tell you why. Because Massachusetts is one of the leading states in the United States with Lyme disease and other tick-borne illnesses. Remember, it's regional. Not all states are at risk, and most of the states in New England and some others are at highest risk in the country. So if this were to be an effective vaccine, and we're in the phase 3 trial, so we're randomizing half the people to vaccine and half the people to placebo, it's going to be a while before we know the answer. But if it's safe and effective, then this will be very important to decrease what has been a significant burden of illness to people in lots of different forms.
Doctor, as you know, there's a Lyme vaccine already available for dogs, so why don't we have one yet for humans?
Maria, so history is important here. We actually did have one back in the late 90s. I actually participated in one of the clinical trials for one of the companies that was trying to produce the vaccine. But GSK actually had LymeRix, which was a vaccine, but it was only around for a few years, despite the fact it was 75% effective against Lyme disease. So why is that? And the reason is, number one, as I said before, Lyme is a regional problem. Most states in our country aren't really at risk. So the CDC gave sort of what we call permissive recommendations. It wasn't a recommendation that every person should get it. So in some ways, it wasn't taken up as well among people. The insurance companies didn't necessarily have to, cover it in the way that you would vaccines that, like the flu vaccine or other types of vaccines. The other problem was a little bit of misinformation. There were some issues of people thinking that they may have gotten arthritis after the Lyme vaccine from the Lyme vaccine. Now, that was never proven. In fact, it was disproven by the FDA. But you know how things can form an echo chamber when you hear about problems with vaccines. So we'll have to see what happens this time around.
You know, Dr. T, many of us think that, summer is the time for bugs. Here we are in the middle of October. But I understand October and November are peak months for the adult female deer ticks, which can spread Lyme. So for people who do get bitten, what can you tell us about treatments?
So it's true, Eddie, there is a second wave. Most peak for tick-borne illness, including Lyme, is in July, but there is that second wave in the fall. The ticks are still around until the frost comes. So it can sometimes even in December, we're seeing people with tick-borne illnesses. The good news is we have treatments for it. Most people do well after a course of doxycycline if they get Lyme disease. But let's face it, we've all heard a lot about the post-Lyme syndrome, chronic Lyme. There's a lot of problems here. So if we can prevent Lyme in the first place, then that's going to be the most important thing, because while our treatments are good, not everyone recovers from Lyme.
Dr. T, thanks for your input, and keep us up to date on the trial. It's very, very encouraging. Great to see you, Dr. T.